everybody, today we're going to be looking at this very nice old, or, used, unknown slash no name, 160 watt, self-ballasted, frosted or coated, whatever you want to call it, mercury vapor bulb. This particular bulb here was bought at a restore in Tempe, Arizona for 25 cents, or 1/4, which is insanely cheap if I do say so myself. So, before we get into everything else, I also wanted to say, first off, I want to apologize for the fact that I haven't been posting a lot of HID lamp videos lately on my channel because of the fact that even though I have been to a few restores in the past week, there hasn't been any or barely any new HID fixtures in the store. And I saw a few metal halide floodlights, but they were so expensive. They were like $25 just for one floodlight. So I apologize for not making a lot of HID lamp videos lately, but this is probably the first video in like 3 months. I don't know for sure though. The last I made in September, so it's been 7 months. Good grief. But we're back at it again, and yep, I wanted to share this old mercury vapor bulb video with all of you, so yep, let's go ahead and read the etch now and not waste any more time here and see what makes up this self-ballasted lamp. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and point the camera right here on the lamp etch so you can see it clearly. So, of course we have the fact that this is a self-ballasted lamp. This bulb does not require another ballast to be used. It already has a ballast implemented into it, which is basically an incandescent filament. I don't know what the 2T means on the lamp etch, but if someone knows, let me know in the comments below. We have our wattage in the middle, which is 160 watts, and then our operating voltage on the bottom, which is 125. I do have another self-ballasted lamp, but it operates on 230 volts, but I actually tested it before, and it runs perfectly on 120, except the filament is so dim when the air tube reaches full brightness. And then of course we have our little production of where it was made. It's made in Holland, made in the Netherlands. Pretty cool. So, anywho, I am going to now give you most of the specifications about this lamp that I know of, and then I'm going to turn it on for you guys. So, this lamp here produces around 5,800 lumens because it's a lower wattage than 175. If it was 175 and not self-ballasted, it would produce more lumens. So, the color temperature is 5,000 K, I believe, or daylight. And the lifetime is around 10 to 12,000 hours. 10,000 to 12,000 hours is what I meant. So, yeah, I don't believe I have anything else except the bulb shape looks very odd. Even though it looks like an elongated dimple bulb, it's really not. It's an elongated lamp but with no dimple. I believe it's an elongated, probably a 23.5 but without the dimple, I believe. And the base, of course, is medium E26 or E27 base, because this bulb is, very European. But, I believe that's all. So, anyways, I am now going to put this into a light socket, and we will go from there. So, let me go ahead and switch hands here, and screw this bulb into a light socket. This bulb does not need to be put into another ballast because I'll actually damage the bulb that way. So there it is, into a light socket. It looks kind of weird pointing out from there. I mean, you could use this lamp anywhere in your house, but really this bulb is supposed to be used, in floodlight fixtures around, any place, like small buildings and such. So I believe that is that. So now, without further ado, let's turn on this old self-ballasted lamp. Here we go. Before we actually turn it on, you'll actually see the filament turn on first, and then you'll hear a little tiny click inside the bulb, and that tells me that the arc tube inside the bulb has been ignited and has produced an arc. And as time passes, it'll make more of a daylight white color because the mercury vapor arc tube is mixing in with the filament. So, without further ado, with that being said, let's go ahead and turn this on. And this will make barely any noise because, you know, it's a self-ballasted lamp. So, you'll get what I mean when I turn it on. So, without further ado, here we go. So as you saw, the filament has turned on first, and you'll hear a pop or clicking noise in the bulb in just a moment. I actually see that the bulb is flickering a little bit. Let's look inside, see if you can see the arc tube. Actually, you can see the arc tube in action right now. You can see some wavelengths on the camera. That tells me that the mercury vapor arc tube has ignited. You can actually see the arc stream right there. You can see a little bit of green. So, I mean, this bulb is really nice overall. It's just, it takes some time to warm up because it's a self-ballasted lamp, and I believe these lamps take a bit longer than regular mercury vapor bulbs. Unless if I had a regular mercury vapor bulb on a high reactance auto transformer ballast, like in a yard light, those warm up insanely quick. So as you see now, the color temperature is starting to rise up. It was a warm white, 2700 Kelvin, and now it's more of a cool white color because of the mercury vapor. So as you see, you can see the arc tube in there. A little tiny arc tube right there. Let me go ahead and focus it in on the arc stream. You can see that little tiny line of mercury vapor going into the arc stream as I speak. So there's the top of the bulb. It's a pretty cool bulb overall. And like I said, this doesn't make any noise at all. That's what's nice about self-ballasted mercury lamps. They don't make any noise. As for other fixtures, you know, videos that I've made, they actually do make noise because of the vibrating ballast. Because, you know, it has to transfer all of that electricity and make it into an arc. So, yeah, this bulb is, I'm still going to give it some time. As you may notice, when the mercury vapor arc tube starts to heat up and vaporize all of the mercury in there, what you also will notice, and I don't know if you can tell, is that the filament actually dims down a slight bit. Like even if when I made a video of that Verdery bulb, I believe, back in February of 2020, the filament was actually quite bright when I turned it on, and then when it reached full brightness, the filament like dimmed down, like a lot. I just heard a popping noise that's kind of concerning to me. But, as you can tell, it's a pretty neat bulb overall. So, I was actually wrong about the color temperature. It's actually around, you know, it's actually around the middle halide point, if you know what I mean. Because regular middle halide bulbs usually are 4000 K, so that's probably the color temperature of this lamp. It's probably 3800 K since it's coated, which kind of makes sense because, you know, the filament is mixing in with a 5900 K mercury vapor arc tube. So here's a close-up of the bulb. And this thing is super hot because of the tungsten filament. Look at that arc tube though. Wow, that's really cool. I don't know if it's at full brightness. I believe it is actually, so sorry about all that extracurricular noise out there. So this lamp here is at full brightness. So here's a close-up one more time. Look at that beautiful arc stream. So Actually, it's very dim. I thought it was going to be very bright. So, it doesn't really light up the room too much because, you know, it's a self-ballasted mercury lamp. If I were to have a regular mercury lamp, it would be much brighter. But that's basically the circumstances of self-ballasted mercury lamps in that matter. But it's at full brightness, so anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this, video of this very nice unknown / no name 160 watt self-ballasted frosted or coated mercury vapor bulb. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and like I said, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you all very much for watching.